Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Diz, a show that gives you everything you need to know to help make your Disney vacation as magical as can be in just about 20 minutes. I'm your host, Jeff Coviello. With me each week is Disney Master Sandy from Easy Diz by Instant Impressions Travel Services. Sandy, how are you this week?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about tonight's show because so many times people are filled with questions about getting to and from Walt Disney World. And you deal with travel really all over the world. So tonight is going to be about travel, very, very specifically. But it's going to be talking about how you make air travel easier, which is always something that people have, significant anxiety over.
It's true. And I think, I was having a conversation with my daughter earlier, and some of that anxiety in a lot of things in life, I think, comes from not knowing.
Sure, of course.
So, we're going to talk about some changes in air travel, some ways to make it less stressful. There are people that are better at it. There are children that are better in crowds and in noisy settings, and there are others that aren't. So we'll walk you through some of the things to know and some of the ways that finally I think the world is catching up, that not everybody is a business traveler and not everybody wants to read the sign and follow and be as militant as sometimes you feel like TSA is. So this is how it's getting a little more family friendly, but also sensory friendly and more welcoming to people.
So just like everything else that we do here, it depends upon your traveling party, right? So some of these things that we go over may apply to you and your traveling party, or they may not. Some of you are frequent travelers. You travel multiple times a year, maybe to Walt Disney World. Some of you're going for the first time, maybe ever, or maybe in a really long time. So some of this will be new for almost everybody. So just strap in and Sandy, take us through what we need to know.
So the most exciting change with TSA that happened just last month on July 8th, we can all finally leave our shoes on at the airport.
It sounds ridiculous.
Which line you're in, you can leave your shoes on. So no ick if you were in flip-flops because you're coming or going to a warm destination like Orlando.
Yep.
And now you've got no socks on your feet and you have to walk in the gross airport floor.
Yep.
But also for those of you with young children who didn't plan ahead in the past, and now they had to take their shoes off, which is not a big deal. We can all kick our shoes off. But now you've got to get to the other side where there are 3 benches that each sit 3 people.
Yep.
For thousands of travelers to sit down and put their shoes back on.
And get them back on. Yeah, it's like
excellent plan.
It's like
but now
alligator wrestling.
Everybody can keep their shoes on. So
nice.
Very exciting news, as silly as that may sound.
Nope, it's great.
Keep your shoes on.
Love it. Love it.
Yay.
What else?
So one of the things that TSA is piloting right now is a program called TSA Family. And again, pilot because it's only happening in 2 airports, one of which is Orlando, which is why we're talking about it.
Okay.
So you know that when you get to the airport, you've got to read the signs carefully. Are you pre-check? Are you a regular? Are you a priority? Are you a global traveler? All the different ways that you can get on a different security line.
Right.
And in Orlando, you're going to have to be really careful to make sure that you're getting on the right security line, because there's in the same building is Terminal A and Terminal B. So don't go to the first security line you see, or you could end up going to the wrong spot.
Right. Okay, so but what does this mean, TSA Family?
So in Orlando and Charlotte, they are piloting this TSA Family, which I'm going to use their exact sentence, which is it is offering a more relaxed and efficient screening experience. So what does it mean? I'm not sure it means a lot, except they've got some extra patient TSA agents screening. They know that maybe you've still got junk in the bottom of your stroller and all those things, and you're trying to figure out what do I fold and what do I do. But it also means that the people in line behind you are like you. You don't have a business traveler or a young couple behind you, so that hopefully families are kinder to each other and the line is just going to move a little bit more slowly maybe, but efficient. If you're not familiar, one of the things that people don't want to talk about but is also a real part of TSA's job is to watch for signs of human trafficking. So if you haven't flown recently and you don't know why they're asking your 4-year-old for their name and you're answering for them and they're getting angry at you,
Right.
that's one of the things that they're looking for. Do children know their own name? Do they belong with you? They might say, who is this? And it doesn't matter. You can be Uncle Jeff, or you can be Dad, or you can be Grandpa. As long as they say it without a look of terror in their face.
Right. And confidence that they know who it is.
They're looking, this line is going to have training to kind of get down on eye level and work with children and families more effectively.
Okay.
It's new, so we don't know yet whether it's a win or not. We do know that it's all the way to the right of screening. And we also know that it is a non-pre-check line. So just because you hear the word family and you're a family, don't assume that this is the best option for you.
But it is something that you as the traveling party chooses to go to. It's not something that you're typically going to be pulled and moved to, is what you're saying.
Correct. It is totally a choice. You get on that line like you can get on any line, and anybody who is traveling as a family is eligible to get there.
Okay, so TSA family. What else do we have in the TSA world?
So as I said, TSA family does not cover TSA PreCheck. If you're not familiar with TSA PreCheck, it is a paid option. And I will back up and say that one of the funny things that I can't understand when I was reading in the press release of the long-term goal of TSA family is that it will give a discount if you want to get TSA PreCheck and switch to that line instead.
Okay.
I don't know why you don't give a discount to the entire general public.
Correct.
And move the line along
Yeah,
faster.
heck yeah.
TSA PreCheck is a paid service that has you pre-screened. So you've done fingerprinting, you've submitted your license, you are through a list as a secured traveler. It is not guaranteed just because you paid for the service that you will get it every time. They do say that you are randomly chosen not to get it about once a year, depending how frequently you fly.
Right.
And when you travel with TSA PreCheck, there's great advantages. It's no longer the shoes, because that's everybody now. But it's things like you don't have to remove your laptop from the bag. You don't have to remove your liquids. Everything goes through. And that PreCheck line, not necessarily from the guy checking my ID, but through the screening system, moves much quicker. It is a $99 service for multiple years, but look at getting an airline credit card, or many of the different affinity cards give you at least one TSA PreCheck for free. So you pay for it and they reimburse you.
Got it.
If you are traveling with children under the age of 12, they do not need PreCheck. They can automatically come with you for free.
Mm-hmm.
And then this gets a little funny. Children 13 to 17 on the same reservation as you can go with you on PreCheck.
Got it.
People may be hesitating, saying, well, of course my kids are on my reservation.
Not necessarily.
But not necessarily. Sometimes you're looking, because we know that if you need 4 seats on the flight and there's only 2 discounted seats left, if you put in for 4, you'll pay the higher price on all of them.
Right.
If you buy them 2 and 2, you'll save.
Yep.
Or you have frequent flyer miles for 2 people, but not
Sure.
all 4 people. So if you're going to use TSA PreCheck, which I'm a huge fan of, definitely consider it. And again, TSA PreCheck can be a great resource in Orlando, though we'll talk about a different resource as well. Some of the value in these things does depend how often do you fly and what is your home airport like. I'm going to give away a little bit more personal info here, Jeff. I hope that's okay.
No, go ahead.
Jeff's family flies from an airport that I think probably on a good day has 2 people working TSA.
Maybe a little more, but not much.
Through
not
in
much.
about 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's a very convenient airport.
My airport, my home airport, is Newark. On a good day, there can be up to 15 TSA lines open.
Right.
And even with 15 lines, Jeff gets through faster than I do.
Yeah, it's a very different experience depending upon
So
your airport. Yeah.
pre-check can make that difference. In Orlando, especially if you didn't allow adequate time to get back to the airport, pre-check can be a real lifesaver, especially for early morning flights.
Anything else in the world of TSA?
TSA Cares.
What does that mean?
TSA Cares is a program for those that need a little bit of extra TLC. It may be somebody with an auditory processing issue. It may be somebody with PTSD. It may be somebody with a terminal illness. There's all different types of things that need assistance. Now, this is different than I need a wheelchair to get there.
Okay.
It might mean you're wheelchair bound and can't get out to do that screening.
Sure.
And within 72 hours of your flight, no sooner, but within that 72 hours, if you just Google TSA Cares, it will take you to a website that you fill out the information. It's going to ask for your email, your phone number, your flight number, all of those things. How many people are traveling in your group? And then it asks for a description. And again, it goes over, I'm traveling with medically necessary liquids over the 3.4 ounces. I'm traveling with a specialty religious or cultural item.
Sure, it could be a myriad of things, yeah.
So it's not a one size fits all. It's not a get out of jail free card. I don't have to abide by the rules. But you will be met by a member of TSA and assisted. Sometimes it's going to require a private screening area for you or other things. Definitely, if you have those needs, fill out the form, but allow more time than normal. And you will hear back with them with very clear directions of where to go to meet somebody.
So this next one that we're going to talk about, sometimes it gets confusing for folks that don't know what it is because it does occur right near the whole TSA checkpoint. So let's be pretty, pun intended, clear here as we go over what it actually is.
So CLEAR, as you mentioned, is a advanced security screening. It is a paid service, and it's kind of one step up from pre-check. You can do CLEAR and it gets you to the front of the line. You can be CLEAR with or without pre-check, but it is a paid service. However, somehow there are 20 airports, and Orlando is one of them, that offers a program called CLEAR Reserve. And those of you that are big sports fans may actually be registered with CLEAR Reserve for sporting events in the past. CLEAR Reserve is an advance reservation to get through a quicker screening. So again, Orlando now has like 6 different types of screening lanes.
Yep.
72 hours in advance, you go on to the CLEAR Reserve website. You make an appointment to come for your entrance to security. It is 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. only. So if you've got a 6 a.m. flight, you're kind of out of luck. If you've got a 9 p.m. flight, you're out of luck. The theory is those are the hours that the airport is busiest.
Sure.
You're going to upload some personal information like your license and your flights, and it's going to run you basically through a background check to clear you quicker.
Okay.
So it is a great function to get you through the security line. Orlando can be very hit or miss. You can go in the standard security line, can be a 7-minute wait. You can go and it can be a 40-minute wait and not fit in the queue and back up into the hallway.
Yep.
So this CLEAR Reserve gets you through quicker. The downside is you only have a 20-minute grace period. So be certain on your appointment time. Allow time if you're checking bags, if you need a bathroom stop first. You're better off being there a few minutes early and having to wait, or asking if you can get in early than being late and not be allowed in.
Somewhere there is someone listening to this that is about to fly for the first time and they are so overwhelmed, but we've given them so much information that might apply to them. So hopefully that's helpful. The next piece that you want to talk about is a big change in opening up experiences for folks that have sensory issues.
So there are 13 airports right now across the United States that have sensory rooms. And I'm going to give big shout outs to them because I think it's worth knowing where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Terminal A at Newark Liberty Airport, and I'm going to put a link to the video of their sensory room. It is one of the best that I have ever seen. LaGuardia Airport Terminal C, Atlanta Terminal F, Seattle, Tacoma, Phoenix, San Francisco, Salt Lake City, Pittsburgh, and Birmingham, and San Diego. Orlando, if you're listening, you need one.
Yeah, with the amount of kids that go in and out of Orlando.
There's
absolutely.
My shout out. We can't keep all of the kids who need that sensory thing amused looking at your carpet. I know it's all about the carpet in Orlando.
Yes.
And if you travel through there often, you know it, or if you've checked their social media. But I'm talking about it because it's so important. And maybe you live between two airports, and this is going to help you decide where to fly out of. Sensory rooms are quiet, calming spots where it could be a child, but it could be an adult that you're traveling with.
Yep.
Has a need to be in an area that is not where the general public is waiting. Are you going to have to wait at the gate with everybody else boarding your plane? Yes. But these are typically on the other side of security. So you've gotten through security. Maybe you were working with TSA Cares, and so you heeded my advice and theirs, and instead of getting to the airport 2 hours early, maybe you got there 3 hours early, and one time it took you an hour to get through security, and one time it took you 10 minutes.
Right.
This is the spot that you can now go. It's about the low lighting. It's about the soft music. Many of these rooms have fish tanks. They've got the textile things for touch and sensory need to help you start your trip the best way possible. And if you're not in an airport that has a sensory need, do what you need to do for your child. A weighted vest can be used in an airport. Noise canceling headphones in the airport, on the plane. Yes, they'll have to take them off to get through security. But otherwise, do what you need to do to get your vacation off on the right foot and ending on the right foot.
So before we say goodbye, you had one organization that you wanted to talk about tonight that might pique the interest of some folks. So go ahead.
We're going to do an episode more about Cultural City in the coming months, but I've just discovered them, and they are to help with sensory issues, not necessarily at the airport. They are trying to get into more and more places. They love to be at airports, but we're going to talk about them in Disney Springs and other locations. But I encourage you, if you're somebody who this episode resonated with you from the extra needs section, go to Culture City's website, culturecity.org, and find all of the things local to you or on a vacation destination, whether it's Orlando or elsewhere, that are going to unlock a lot of doors for your family.
So we gave a lot of information tonight. Is there anything that you want to leave folks with before we say goodnight?
I think you nailed it a minute ago when you said maybe this is a bit overwhelming. And it can be because we've given you lots of options. But listen again to the section that applies to you. Think about it. You may even want to Google, TSA at Atlanta Airport or TSA at Newark Airport. It'll walk you through some of those things so that you know where you're going. Every airport has many, many greeters as you get towards the security line. Just ask. Some of them might have had a little bit of a rough morning, but be prepared to show your boarding pass, and that will help them know which line to direct you to.
So every day that we do this show, we talk about Instant Impressions Travel Services, right? And it kind of gets lost in the shuffle to some folks because that's the company that you own and operate, and Disney is so tied to what you do. But the travel piece is not something that you ignore, right? As somebody that's known you a long time, I know you've spent plenty of time with clients that are getting to and from places. Airports are a big part of what you do to help people feel comfortable and enjoy their magical vacations. So I thank you for taking the time tonight to go over these things, even though it was a lot of information. I think it'll be very helpful. Have a great week.
You too.
And that's a wrap this week on Let's Talk Diz. If anyone you know could benefit from this or any show, please share, have them like, and subscribe. And don't forget to reach out to the folks at Easy Diz by Instant Impressions Travel Services for any Disney destination planning. Make it a great week. And as always, keep making memories.